Hi everyone, I'm Shauna and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing a part 2 to a video I released this past summer, and that's my overconsumption video. So many of you found me through that video, and there honestly seemed to be a lot of interest in it and a lot of need for that kind of content. The start of the year, when motivation is high, would be a really good time to bring a part 2. I did say in that original video that I was interested in kind of talking about how overconsumption is challenged, or ways that the beauty space promotes conscious consumerism and conscious spending. That is still in the works, and hopefully that will come in February. I was really inspired to make this video first and to bring some more conscious consumer content talking about overconsumption and overspending. And you guys really loved it too. So I have 8 more ways that the beauty community promotes overconsumption. And a couple of them are things that you guys had mentioned in the comments. And I'm saving those for the end because some of them are really good. So let's get into the video. Number 1 is something I had alluded to in the first video, but I want to talk about it just for a minute and kind of give it its own category, and that's eyelashes. When I first came onto the platform, in where I guess became part of the community, I believe it was 2014 or 2015, but at that point in time when I started watching beauty videos, it was so popular for all of the creators I was watching to just wear fake eyelashes every time they were on camera. And that really made me feel like I needed to do that. I'm honestly not so sure if that's still popular, but that's only because who I watch has dramatically changed from when I started this channel. And there are very few people I watch right now who wear eyelashes every day. What is really popular right now are lash extensions, or like lifting and tinting, those kinds of things. And I feel like the fake kind of strip lashes and then the eyelash extensions, I feel like it all comes from the same kind of place, or they belong in the same category, because it's extra beauty elements, extra beauty spending that has become popular and normalized on the platform. And it's just like the nail, like fake nails, nail extensions, manicures that I talked about in the first video. It's additions to your beauty regime that have become really, really popular. And you can find it at lots of salons and even like tanning places I know do them as well. And it's really just an added expense that's just become normalized to get eyelash extensions and then to fill them regularly. And I have looked into them in the past, and they range between $50 and $150 depending on what you're doing, if you need a fill and where you're going and things like that. I'm sure the price range can really scale up or down depending on where you live and the kind of service you're getting. But $50 a month, which I feel like is conservative, $50 a month times 12 months, that's thousands of dollars at that point. It's kind of like the manicure thing. That's also $50 a month. Just imagine getting a manicure and eyelash extensions every month. And let's say that's $100 a month. 100 times 12, it's $1,200. $1,200 a year on eyelash extensions and manicures. And again, I'm not like financially shaming anybody for how you want to spend your money, but it kind of got under my skin because I felt like I needed these things, and I've always kind of felt insecure about my lashes because they're not long. I wasn't blessed with very nice lashes. Mine are short and they point downwards. And so whenever I wear mascara, it just never, I'm always like disappointed. And I see other kinds of people who have really beautiful lashes, even natural lashes. And so I've really thought about it for a long time, and even just wearing strip lashes every day. And I bought some. I still have some in my cupboard from when I bought some like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And they're like so heavy and I feel like they don't look good on me. But I fell into that hype because like I felt insecure about my own lashes. And the ultimate overriding point is the normalizing of these extra steps in your beauty routine, extra money to spend on your beauty routine, and also like changing standards of beauty. If eyelash extensions and long eyelashes are normalized and we see them every day in our lives, it normalizes the way women should look, and what like beauty is and what it should be. And I'm not really comfortable with that. I kind of need to remind myself that like you don't need fake eyelashes, you don't need eyelash extensions, and what you got is okay. Number 2 is the treat yourself mentality. And this isn't just like Christmas or your birthday, but it could be things like you passed an exam, you graduated, you got a new promotion because you worked really hard, you finished an essay, you finished a big project. Whatever the case may be, there's a lot of ways and situations that we celebrate by buying stuff. And what's kind of happened is that it's become natural, that we've naturalized celebration with spending, or an important moment with spending. And so we've attached consumer behaviors with self-celebration. I found myself like making excuses to just buy myself stuff and to celebrate myself. Like I finished comps and I wanted to buy myself something. But the thing is that this is not natural and inevitable, and we created these kinds of associations. And it's really difficult to tell somebody else that that's not okay. And if you tell somebody that like you shouldn't spend on yourself because it's your birthday, you look like a jerk if you say that. And we might even look forward to certain times of the year because you know you can buy yourself something and that it's okay to do that. And you might even plan around buying yourself something. Even around Christmas, a lot of people buy themselves their own gifts because it's Christmas time. Like that's okay. Maybe, whoa, that was a close call. Maybe even that's what you should do. And so the way we express self-gratitude is via consumption, and you hear that all the time on YouTube. People buying themselves gifts for their birthdays and other kinds of like I hit this many subscriber gifts or other kinds of occasions. And I'm guilty of this too, and breaking that habit has been really difficult. And especially when you get discount codes and coupons around your birthday in particular, or maybe even the holidays or Black Friday, it makes it really easy to just say yes and to buy yourself that gift. YouTube really does kind of promote buying yourself as an act of self-celebration. Why can't we do other things to celebrate ourselves? And also, if you're gonna buy yourself something, why is, let's say, a coffee not good enough, or a croissant? I don't know, a little pastry from the store. Why is that not good enough? Like something that's like $3. Why is that not good enough? Even, I guess, more than that, why is not buying yourself something like a bad thing? Why do we have to buy ourselves stuff around this time of year? Behavior that's become natural that really isn't. It's like saying they don't deserve it. You don't deserve a gift. But ultimately, this video is about overconsumption we see on YouTube, and YouTube does promote that kind of behavior. Number 3 is self-care. There are so many self-care videos out there. The stereotypical one is a face mask, a bath bomb, bubble bath, maybe journaling, something like that. We don't need to buy ourselves stuff to take care of ourselves. And you don't need a $50 face mask to have an act of self-care. I mean, if you enjoy bubble baths, sure, but you don't need bath salts, bath bombs, bubble bath, bath perfume, I don't know, bubble bar, whatever. Like, that bath can get really expensive. I mean, I personally enjoy a bath, but I think that my bath like accoutrements have kind of gone out of control. Well, not last year, but in 2019, I bought a lot of bath products in the name of self-care, and it seemed justifiable because I'm taking care of myself. Like, that's fine. That's a good justifiable expense because I'm taking care of myself. But what about all the other kinds of self-care that doesn't involve buying yourself something? Or if you're going to have a bubble bath, why do we need like a bubble bath that costs us $25 per bath because you have all of those, accessories? And that's kind of something that I figured out or started to figure out in 2020, that self-care looks a lot of different ways and is often like showing up for yourself when you really need it most. And for me, that kind of looks like keeping my room tidy or tidying up when it kind of feels like it's too much, making my bed, or doing my laundry right away before letting it sit on my bed for a week because I just didn't feel like doing it, or going for a walk outside when I'm not feeling that great about myself, or when I'm kind of having a dull moment. Those are all acts of self-care. Taking a shower, bathing yourself, that's an act of self-care. And what that looks like really depends on the moment. And we don't need special products and special perfumes to make self-care happen. And if we normalize, like many videos out there, expensive ways of doing self-care, then we come to rely on expensive bath products or expensive face masks. We create, or we designate, that's what self-care looks like. That becomes the normal and the way, the expectation of what self-care looks like to you. And I had that idea myself. And I feel like self-care is another way of the treat yourself moment. Like, I'm trying to take care of myself, so it's okay to spend money. It's okay to treat myself to self-care. I'm going to talk about number 4 and 5 together because they are really related. So number 4 are palette guides. Have you seen these videos? They have been going on for years, and I think the first ones I saw were for the chocolate bar palettes. But they've since kind of evolved to include the Naked palettes, the Anastasia palettes, the Natasha Denona palettes, and it's ultimately which one is the best for you. And there are these curated videos that some content creators produce to tell you which one of these palettes is the best. And it goes hand in hand with sale guides, which is usually all the 21 Days of Beauty sale guides, as well as like Black Friday sale guides. At least these are the most popular ones I've seen. Here's the thing. Do you really need to be told like what to buy? Like, can you not read the sale guide yourself? It just kind of, even the palette guides, it's like, I think swatching palettes together is useful if you're trying to compare different palettes, but that could be like a swatching all of my Naked palettes video, or comparing all of my Naked palettes video. I don't feel like you need a guide to tell you how to spend your money or which one is best for you. There's an implication there that each person has one that's right for them. And you don't need a Naked palette because Naked palettes are great. So you need to find the right Naked palette for you. Even sale guides, those videos always kind of baffle me, where it's like, let me walk you through this sale guide to tell you how to spend your money and to tell you like which products to buy. I can understand that creators of these videos are trying to be helpful. Recommendations are maybe good if you're looking for recommendations, but often it's like, here are the things that are on sale, and it's like buying things because they're on sale. Like, here are the things I recommend to you because they're on sale. And it's like the shopping the sale mentality, wanting things because they're on sale. And so you're being guided to buy the best thing. No, you don't need a Naked palette. You don't need a Natasha Denona palette. There might not be one that's right for you, and you don't need to be told that one is right for you or sent in the direction of one is right for you. Because honestly, I don't like any of the naked palettes. There isn't one for me, and that's fine. And you don't just need one either because they're naked palettes or because they're ABH palettes. Creators who produce this are often trying to be helpful, and they're often trying to like help people not waste money. And I've seen a lot of iterations of this, and I think that there are some who do it better than others. Some people who look at ingredients of products, and some people who are like telling you their opinion on what to buy or like their experience with the product. Ultimately, if you don't already have that product on your list, if you want this lip gloss, this rosebud salve, if this is on your list and somebody tells you that it's on sale, sure, get the thing. But if you're going into it, and I feel like a lot of these videos kind of promote this, that here are all the things that are on sale, like buy them because they're on sale. It's another one of these like sale promotions and like feeding into the sale and buying into the sale. And ultimately, like, you don't need somebody to break down a sale for you. These things are pretty self-explanatory, and at least Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, even Sephora Black Friday sales, there's pictures. You can see what's good or not, and if there's something you're interested in, you can go look up a review on that specific thing. You don't need to be guided to the right purchase if it wasn't already on your list. You don't need anything because it's on sale if you weren't already planning to buy it. And the most informative thing about the 21 Days of Beauty, there's a flyer. So if you already have that thing that's on your list, you can visually check the flyer. Is it there? No, you don't need anything. You don't need to watch a video to talk you into buying stuff you don't need. So I want to get to some ideas that you all were talking about in the comments. One of them is completionism, and this is so prevalent on YouTube, and this, I guess, does relate to the palette videos I was talking about. There's a lot of people who have said that they want to complete the Naked Palette collection or the ABH collection. And often this seems possible at first, especially the first couple of iterations. I feel like up until maybe like Naked Smoky in that line, people kind of thought that that might be it. And then they kind of continued it with like the Naked Heat, the Naked Petite Heat, the Naked Cherry, Naked Reloaded. They're still Ultraviolet. It's still going. And I think sometimes people aren't thinking to the future about like how long this could potentially go on. And some things last longer than others. And it just is like, buy the next thing. And completionism is not just that like you can't foresee how many palette iterations are going to be in the future. It's that completionism is really about collecting, and it's one of the ultimate acts of collecting that exists in this space. Buying all the M Cosmetics blushes, or buying all of the Naked palettes as an example, and you're just buying them all or buying the new releases without even thinking, maybe not even seeing the inside. You hear new Naked palette, so you buy it just to complete your Naked palette collection. And you might not have even thought of the color story, or if that appeals to you, buying it on release date, and often just buying it without thinking. And over time, this can become a lot of money, especially if you're working on or doing this with even a couple of different series. And this is something that you see when you can hear people use this language when they're talking about why they bought something. Or you can hear people use this language when they're doing palette declutters, or when they're showing you like their palette collection. I've seen this most with eyeshadow palettes and buying like the series, but it could also be buying all of the colors in a specific formula. So let me just give you an example. Let's say Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes retail average of $55 each. That's conservative because where I live, they cost more than that, especially with tax. So either way, $55 for 5 palettes, it's $275. $55 at 10 palettes, so either 10 Anastasia palettes or let's say 2 different series, that's $550. Did you need these palettes? Did you even want them or like the color story? these are often the first palettes to go in makeup declutters because the person didn't think about that purchase all that much other than they want to complete the collection. So that's a lot of wasted money if you never intended to use them. You never really looked at the color story to see if you liked it or even if you wanted to use it. $550 on eyeshadow palettes that you might never use or even want. And you bought them just to say that you have all of the Natasha Denona palettes. I feel like this is a really YouTube, I don't want to say problem, but a really YouTube specific thing. And I say that not just in terms of YouTubers, but I've seen this in the comments of people who've done this because maybe they've seen it on YouTube and the ideas kind of, planted the seed in their head. Who's gonna know if you don't have a YouTube channel if you have all the Anastasia palettes or all the M Cosmetic blushes? Who's gonna know? Nobody except yourself. You don't need all the Natasha Denona palettes, all of their mini 5-pan palettes or their metal kind of tin palettes. You don't need them all. You can just buy what appeals to you. Now, let's talk about number 7. And that's dupes and dupe culture. And I found this particularly interesting because this one isn't one that applied to me specifically, so it's definitely not one I would have thought of on my own. But I think that the person nailed it on the head that there's truly a dupe culture alive and well on YouTube. There are some negative effects of that too. So spending money trying to dupe out a product, or so you see this product in real life and you want to dupe it out. Like you see that there's a Charlotte Tilbury quad, and you want to dupe it out, or trying dupes you've seen on YouTube. So coming up with your own or ones that you've seen on YouTube. And YouTube has really promoted dupe culture. I think that it's kind of fallen off a little bit in the last couple of years. There was so many, I think there was much more dupes, especially with MAC lipsticks in the earlier 2010s. And I think that there was a channel called Dupe that their whole channel was about duping products. And so there was a really serious dupe culture on the platform for a while. They still exist. I still see plenty of dupe videos out there now. And YouTube has really popularized the dupe, where many of us are searching for dupes in our own lives, even though you might not have actually seen it on YouTube. And it's kind of put this idea in people's heads that basically everything is dupeable. And dupes are often, or one of the, criteria for dupes is that they're cheaper than the actual product. What this commenter had said that they spent so much money trying to dupe out the products and none of the dupes were very good. And so they wasted more money than what the product was worth in dupes. And they often just bought that original product in the end anyways. So in that sense, if you're trying to dupe out things in the name of being more frugal or financially conscious, that works, but not if you're buying 3 dupes at $10 each and the product is only worth $20 or something of that nature. But often we're really just kind of coveting that original product as it is. Or if we get the dupe, we might wonder, is this as good as? Is the formula as good? Is the color the same? And maybe curiosity eventually leads you to buying that original thing anyways. And we'll never have that experience of both, like the person trying the product, because they can call something a dupe because they have the original. So if that's the case, you'll never, you might just wonder, what's it like? What's that Charlotte Tilbury lipstick like? Or that roller lash mascara, what's that like? And curiosity might eventually lead you to buy that product. And so it might not be cheaper in the end to buy the more expensive thing. And I feel like dupe culture has really convinced a lot of people that they don't need to buy the expensive product and that they can dupe it out. And that might not always be the best option. The last thing I want to talk about is I feel like maybe adjacent. And there was actually a pretty decent kind of comment thread on this, on the video, and that's apologizing for appearances. including like unkempt or messy hair, wearing no makeup, especially the way that somebody's skin looks or their eyebrows look. It really gets me that people feel the need to apologize for the way that they look naturally or without makeup, or that the fact that you need to apologize if you don't have a manicure or your hair is messy. And the way you look is fine. The way you look is, well, however that is, it's okay. Like, it's okay to look the way that you look, with makeup, without makeup, with your hair up, messy. If you have acne, if you don't have acne, whatever it is, it's fine. And I feel like what this does is that what it says is that you, as you are, as the way you woke up that particular morning, isn't adequate. This kind of rhetoric, I feel like, is really damaging. It's a habit that YouTube has taught a lot of people. I've seen a lot of creators do this, smaller creators, and it teaches us to see ourselves as flawed people. And even if you're not a creator, I've heard people who've told me that they now apologize for the way they look, or it's kind of permeated into their own lives and feelings about themselves. And that's why I think it's important to bring it up here. It's a hyper focusing on flaws. That's what it is. And you're only good enough to be seen with makeup. That's the only way you should be seen. I don't want anybody to hyper focus on what they perceive as flaws. Your acne or uneven skin tone, scars, ingrown eyebrow hairs, these things should not be seen as problems, things that you have to fix or apologize about. Listen, acne was medicalized. It had to be medicalized, and did that with the help of the beauty industry. And this happened in the earliest 20th century. And I saw this in my own, personal life as a history student. I worked on an MA thesis on beauty ads. I literally saw this unfold before my eyes. And this is a way of self-policing. And we show that in policing in the community, in policing other people in the community, and policing ourselves. I'm going to say it again. The way you look in the morning, however that is good enough. You are fine and beautiful the way you look. That's it. Period. And guess what? You might not look like other people on this platform. That's fine. And your difference doesn't make you less than or have to apologize. So that's the video. I hoped you enjoyed these, I think it's 8 reasons. Let me know your thoughts down below if you have more ways the beauty community promotes overspending, overconsumption. Love to hear them, and some of these ideas really inspired this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.